Welcome, everybody, to the Fox in the Box podcast, newly rebranded and brought to you by Pub Sports Radio. My name is Cody Gehlhausen at Squid's Picks, and with me is Matt Lawrence at MattJ_Lawrence. We're here today to break down Arsenal's Premier League outlook for the 2020 and 2021 season. Matt, it's my Gunners. I'm going to start with you. How do you feel about them this year?
Well, I like what they've done ever since Mikel Arteta came into play, and they've been brilliant, really. He's really, kind of formed up that leaky defense at the back, and I like their outlook right now going into the season. They finished 8th last season. They are going to have Europa League, so that's good for some of the youngsters, but there is more play then on those Thursday nights. It's interesting to me, Cody. I mean, they're a team that I'm looking really to continue riding Arteta's under 2.5 trend right now. Something that's to note, really, they only won 4 of their 19 road matches last season. So that is something they are going to have to improve on. It starts in match day 1 as they travel to Fulham. And it's an interesting club. I feel like they could be anywhere in that 4 to 8 range again.
Absolutely. I'm with you. You saw new players come in. We got Willian, obviously, from Chelsea. We secured Pablo Marie we finalized his transfer, as well as Cedric Suarez. And then, 2 young defenders, Gabriel's coming over from Lille. And, of course, we have William Saliba from Saint-Etienne, who we've owned for a year, and he's finally coming into the club. He's going to wear the number 4 jersey. He's a big-time defender. I'm excited to see him crack on in Arsenal, to be honest. Now, you're right. The road woes have been an issue for Arsenal for a very long time. Mikel Arteta has done a very good job at kind of battening down the hatches in that respect. Remember Wolves?
Yeah.
We went to Wolves during the summer. That was the best match we played all year. We escaped with 3 points, which was a much-needed 3 points. It was crucial. I worry about the defense. I really do. I mean, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, is he going to play at that right fullback spot, or will it be Hector Bellerin? Will they rotate? I'm not sure. And you look at the center halves. I don't think Saliba or Gabriel are going to jump right into this team. From what I'm hearing, Rob Holding's actually going to start on Saturday against Fulham, the early match. So I do worry, but if I had to pick a spot for Arsenal to finish, I have them right behind Wolves at 6. That's where I'm at.
Yep.
I think they're going to struggle. They're going to have tough periods this year. I think Mikel Arteta knows this. He's going to have to see it through. We're still in a rebuilding mode. We don't have the midfielders yet, although we did secure Ceballos again on loan, which is crucial. It kind of lies in the rest of the transfer window for me as well. Are we going to get Aouar from Lyon, and are we going to get Partey from Atletico? It's all in the air. I don't feel confident about it, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the tough things I think that we have right now doing these previews is just the window is not shut.
Mm-hmm.
There is still so much business to be had. Going into last season, the window was completely shut. So it's a little different. But yeah, I see Arsenal in that 6 range as well, that 6, 7. One thing that for me, though, is maybe we could temper a little bit is Arsenal's road woes. At least we're not going to see a crowd on the road here for the foreseeable future.
Right.
And Arsenal, to me, he's improved them so much that they are such a tough team to beat on any given day. They're not going to lose a lot of matches. There's going to be some matches where they don't get the full 3 points, but man, I see a lot of draws. I see a lot of victories here for Arsenal, and it's really up to Aubameyang. Can he get going? Can he be that talisman that he's been for years and years? I've got him circled really as the leading goal scorer in this league to win the boot. He's been right there the last couple seasons, and I expect 20 goals from him again.
I do too, and he just today secured a 3-year contract with Arsenal, just reported, to make him the highest paid player on the squad. That's a big role to step into when you finally get that contract, because he was almost in a contract year, last year with 1 year left. So he had to perform if he was going to be sold to a great team or to secure his money bag, which he did. I don't see him letting off. The guy stays in form. He's fit. He can run all day. He's losing his pace, but he's made up with it for the way he moves around in that box. And his goal-scoring ability is lethal, as you saw in that FA Cup match just a few weeks ago, guys. I mean, we're talking about football that was played a month ago.
Yeah.
And they're rolling out the same team. I will tell you something. A lot of people were ragging on the Pepe deal from last year. Did we overpay? Yes. The Arsenal did overpay. I think he's going to come around and have a very good season this year. Yeah. With William's going to fill in on that right side. He's going to try to push him out. Pepe is either going to have to perform or he's going to be axed out of the lineup. Because Arteta does not play around.
Yeah, I think that Arteta made, one of those kind of moves to get a veteran presence in Willian, who's played in this league for years and years at Chelsea, and really push Pepe like we're talking about. I mean, that is going to be a battle. It's going to be very interesting to see who starts there. To me, is looking like a Lacazette, Aubameyang, and then there's that question mark on the right-hand side of who is going to get the nod week in and week out. But Cody, I mean, bringing in these defenders that was Arteta's main job,
Right.
and the main job of the board, in my opinion, going into the summer window. And they addressed it. I mean, they go and grab a couple guys. I'm not 100% on either one. Gabriel, he's playing in Ligue 1, and it's a different league. It's going to take him some time to adjust. I know that Louise might be doubtful for week 1, so it's going to be very interesting to see, just who he rolls out there with. It's a perfect first matchup for Arsenal, really, to get on the board here. No fans in the stands at Craven Cottage. And I've talked about it with you, Cody. I like Arsenal's first 6 weeks, really. They get a mix of, okay, we get the Fulhams of the world. We get a couple little cake matches here. And then we get to test ourselves against teams that we've played recently and had success with.
Right.
They've played Manchester City in the semifinal of the FA Cup, beat them. They're going to face them soon. Liverpool, they've gotten the better of back-to-back times in the Community Shield and at the back end of last season. Both of those matches were played without fans, and it's very interesting. I mean, they get to at least go to Liverpool, go to Anfield, and you get that match out of the way.
Right, and without the fans, it's a perfect moment. And I think Arsenal are going to capitalize on that. Arteta seems like a big game manager, which is something that Arsenal have not had in a very long time. I'm also excited to see how Bukayo Saka does coming into the season. One of the bright young players in the Premier League. He had over 10 assists last year in all competitions. The guy is rock solid. Where is he going to play? Are they going to keep moving him around throughout the pitch, or are they going to stick him on that left side or stick him in the middle?
Yeah, that's a very interesting. Who do you think is going to start at left back on match day 1? Tierney.
Tierney's been playing in that left center back role, but he's kind of floods out. I would expect to see. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's how you know that Saka is such a brilliant footballer. It's because the guy can play in 4 or 5 different spots, and he doesn't miss a beat. He's one of the top prospects, folks, to be watching out really this entire season. He's arguably one of Arsenal's 2 or 3 best players.
Oh, I'd honestly say he's probably their second best player, third best player, maybe behind one of the keepers or Kieran Tierney.
Yeah, maybe a prospect is a little harsh on him, but he still is very young and hasn't played a ton. So, yeah, he's a bright young player.
Yeah. So where do you think Arsenal finish in the table this season?
I think that Arsenal are going to be slotted in. I think they were 8th last year. I would say 6 or 7 this year. I'll go with 6th. I think that they finished in 6th place. I am with you right there. I think that they're in that good spot right there.
I like that. I think if they completely fulfill their potential, they could rock for 4th, but I don't see it happening.
I think that Arteta would have to keep just going week in and week out with master classes. And I believe in him. I think that they're still a decent shot at the top 4, but when you look at some of the other sides that have strengthened as well, it's going to be really tough this season. There's a lot of good teams, a lot of teams in that 10-11 range that are now pushing into maybe, getting into Europa League, European places. And it's very, very interesting, Cody. It's going to be fun to watch them.
It is. It's a team that you kind of just don't know at this point. But that's going to wrap it up for the Arsenal season preview. We both have them picked out at 6th in the table, and we'll see you on the next episode.